No wonder you're not responding to me. My microphone is on mute. Okay, I think I'll just get started, and then if anyone else are coming, then they can join us later. By the way, can you turn on your video? I would love to see your face. It has been a very long while, class. I miss you. So, all right. I decided to have a session because so many students actually asked me to check their essays and so on. I think I'll just have a class. I mean, I'll just have a revision session with you so that I can cater to everyone. Okay, in case you have forgotten, my name is Miss Mujan. And today we'll, can you see this? Can you see the slides? If you can, then give me the thumbs up reaction. Can? No. All right. So I think we'll just, I think we will just focus on writing, okay? Because listening and reading, there's not much to revise last minute like this, right? So I'll go through both task A and task B with you. Okay, let's move on. Okay, task A. All right. So let's start with task A. What you should be included, you must include your title. Remember, if you don't include your title, you'll get a band 2 right away. Okay, so please don't forget to include the title and underline them. Okay, title plus underline, and the words are not counted. So how do you get a title? You can just go look at the questions. All right. So don't ask me again, is the title counted or not? No, it's not counted. All right, moving on. The next part is the introduction. So again, just copy the name of the table and figure. This is easy. I think everyone knows this. Table 1 shows this, table 2 shows that. Okay, so let's not focus on this. But what I want to focus on is actually the overview and body paragraph. By the way, can everyone listen to what I'm saying? Yes? Okay, good. All right, moving on to the next one. Okay, now, so the next thing is the overview. Overview should capture the whole picture. All right. So this is the first one is the example you that you are familiar with, right? Generally, the number of visitors is affected by promotional activity. This is affected by that. That is affected by this. This is influenced by that, and so on. It's common. But if you can't find a connection, class, it's actually okay for you to write something like this. Generally, this one has the highest number of visitors, followed by this and this. All right. So this one is okay. Especially, you know, during the exam, yeah. Questions? Any questions? Oh, by the way, if you have a question, just unmute and then ask. Okay. All right. So during the exam, maybe you get too nervous or what, so you can't really find the connection. Just write it like this. Easy. Okay. Don't worry. I'll send you the link of this. I'll send you this PowerPoint later, and also the video. I am also recording this video, so
revision.
Right? Someone is talking. Who is talking?
Get ready.
All right, moving on. All right, now the paragraph, the body paragraph. So as you know, you must analyze, and then you have to synthesize, right? What is an analysis? Analysis is when you describe the trend, you mention it. And synthesis is when you compare or when you link the information. Okay, but don't worry about the names of this thing. Okay, you just have to remember that you have to do these two things. You have to mention the figure, and then you have to compare it with the other category. All right. Well, I'm sure you already know this, but let's look at some questions. All right. So this is the easiest technique for last minute revision, class. If you have forgotten everything, this is actually taught by my own friend, my colleague who taught from 64. Okay, so the first body paragraph just describe the first figure, and the second body paragraph describe the second figure, and then third body paragraph find their connection. Okay, or the unique features. This is like the, what do you call that? The easiest technique lah. I mean, I'm sure. I mean, when we had class, we learned something, a technique that's more complex, right? But I guess if some of you must have forgotten it already. But if you forgot, don't worry, just follow this. Yes, at least you analyze and you synthesize, right? By doing this, okay? Let's look at some questions. Okay, this is, I think this one is from 2018. So that you have the first figure and then the second, the first figure and then the next one is a table. So this is about the visitors to a zoo. Anyway, when some students ask me to check their essay, one thing that they always do is that they describe year by year. When people present you with a trend class, it's better for you to describe one category. For example, for this question, describe the trend for animal town, and then next one, describe the trend for nature pets, and then describe the trend for four-legged farm. Okay, instead of saying in 2011 what happened, in 2012 what happened, and because it's difficult to follow, it's difficult to see the trend. Okay, so you describe based on the category here, not based on the time. All right. And then in your second paragraph, you can describe this one. And in your third paragraph, then you find the link between this, these two. For example, you can say that Animal Town, right? Animal Town. I don't know. I don't answer this before this class. But you'll find the link later. All right. By looking here, they all have the same number of promotion. Okay, let's move on to the next question. All right, look here. This one is about the number of dengue cases in a residential area. In 3 residential areas: Taman Mawar, Taman Lili, and Taman Lavender. Okay, again, instead of describing in 2012 which one is the highest, lowest, and so on, you should describe Taman Mawar, and then you describe the trend, and then next you describe the trend for Taman Lili, and then you describe the trend for Taman Lavender. By doing that, it's easier for us to see the trend. Okay, please do not describe it year by year and by year. It's difficult to see. And then in your second paragraph, you describe this thing. Okay, describe the second paragraph. And in the third paragraph, you find the connection. You can say that the cases is the lowest in 2016 because they have the highest number of promotion. I mean, not prevention activities. Get it, students? If you get it, please give me the thumbs up reaction. Yes. Okay, good. Okay, moving on to the next one. Okay, this one. Number of medals won by 4 universities in 2018. So this one did not have a time frame. It's only, I mean, it's not time frame. It has a time, which is 2018, but not like a trend. But again, I think instead of describing by the medal, it's better to describe by university. Okay, so that we can see which, I mean, in each university, which medal do they get the most. But then again, in this type of question, I don't really, I don't think there's a problem if you want to talk about, you know, describe it based on the medals, because I think the most confusing is when you describe the trend. I mean, there's a time frame, right? You describe it year by year, and that can be very confusing. But this one, I think is okay if you want to describe it based on the medals or based on the university. But anyway, again, in your first paragraph, you can describe the figure 1, and the second paragraph, you describe table 1, and the third paragraph, you describe, I mean, you link them. So, University A, right, got the highest goal, is it? Highest number of goal? Yeah. Is it University A? Yeah, this one. This is because they have the most factor here. While University D have the least, right? See, they have the least factors. That's why they have the least number of medals. Anyway, hope it's clear for everyone. And lastly is the conclusion. Okay, is it the easiest? How to do it? Just rephrase the overview. For example, if the overview is like this, the number of visitors is influenced by promotional activities, you just, invert it. Promotional activities increase the number of visitors or influence the number of visitors. Okay, get it? Okay, anyone have any questions? No, everyone all good. So all good, all good. Sorry. Everyone all good? Good? Oh, someone asked in the chat room. Is it suitable to paraphrase the variable? Which variable? What variable? Can you turn on your microphone and ask the question? Tak nak. It's okay. Later PM. Okay. Let's move on to the next one. By the way, any questions for task A? Anything? And this is our last class ever. Okay. How many last class are we having? I thought we had the last class a few months ago. All right. Okay. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, can you see the slides? If you can, give me the thumbs up reaction. All right, good. Okay, task B. Task B is a long essay. You have been writing essays since primary school, so it shouldn't be a problem, right? Okay, so let's start with the introduction. Again, introduction. You start with a general statement and then you move on to something specific, right? I'm not going to repeat this because we have learned this in class. You can read your textbook, and I hope that you have taken notes as I teach you. Like earlier, it was earlier this year, is it? Okay. So the introduction should end with your thesis statement. So I want to focus on the thesis statement. Okay, so your thesis statement must reflect your whole essay. So recently, some student asked me, some students actually asked me to check their essay, and then I noticed that they don't, their thesis statement do not reflect the whole essay. So for example, this one class, this one is a past year question. Failure makes one a better person. Do you agree? So after you write your introduction, and at the end you should write like this. Let's say you disagree. I mean, you're neutral. You agree and disagree. I believe failure makes us a better person because we can learn from our mistake. However, this is not always true because failure can lead to depression and causes a person to give up. So in your essay later, in your first paragraph, you talk about this point, right? How one can learn from our mistakes and then makes us a better person. And then in your second paragraph, you talk about the failure that you will, you talk about how failure can make someone so sad that it leads them to depression. And then your third paragraph talks about how failure causes a person to give up and not necessarily making them a better person. You understand that? So this is what I meant by your thesis statement should reflect your whole essay. It should, if you are neutral, let's say you agree and disagree, this is how it should look like. If you agree, it should look like this. I believe failure makes us a better person because we can learn from our mistakes, comma, and then second point, and third point. All right. So, okay, let's move on to the next slide. All right, let's look at how you can approach this question. This one is actually from 2018. Unemployment among graduates today is caused by their own attitude. Do you agree with the statement? So how to approach this question, class? So there are three ways for you to approach this question. One, you can elaborate on attitudes that lead to unemployment. For example, they're choosy, or they are picky about the job, and maybe they demand higher pay or anything. Okay, so you can elaborate you can choose three attitudes that can lead to unemployment and elaborate on it. Or class, you can disagree and then give other factors that cause unemployment. If you look in your textbook, can you if you look in your textbook, page 267, you can look at it later. So on page 267, the question asks you, people commit crimes out of selfishness, discuss. This is similar, right, to this type of question. But if you look at the sample answers, the author do not mention about selfishness. The author gave three other reasons that can cause crime. The first one, in the first paragraph, the author talks about greed. And the second paragraph is talking about vulnerability. And the third paragraph talks about lack of parental guidance. So in case that on this Saturday, you really don't have idea on elaborate on that statement, right? You can use the second technique by disagreeing and then choose give other factors. Okay, but you have to, if you look at page 267, when you disagree, class, in your thesis statement, you have to mention that you disagree. You should say like this: in my opinion, people commit crimes not only for selfish reason, but also because of other motivating factors. You should still acknowledge the question before you present your points. Okay, understand that? If you understand, please give me a thumbs up. Yeah? Yes? Good. And then lastly, the third technique is you can be neutral by giving both. Let's say you have 1 point to agree and 2 points to disagree. Yeah. like I said, it should be reflected in your thesis statement. If you choose to do the second one, class, you disagree and give other factors, don't forget to always refer back to the question first in your thesis statement. You say, I disagree that unemployment is caused by the attitude of the graduates. Instead, I think that unemployment is caused by economic factor and so on. All right. So if you have any question, you can unmute and then ask me, all right? Okay, next one. So let's move on to your body paragraph. Again, it's point, elaboration, example, conclusion. So it's, I'm sure you know this already. We talked about it in class. Okay, now, but let's look at this, Let's look at this paragraph. This one is from our textbook. The nursing home examples. So look here. Firstly, unlike the traditional old folks home, nursing home nowadays offer quality healthcare and offer round-the-clock care for the residents. So this is your points, and then the author elaborate, right? So elaborate, relate it to the old folks, you know, and elderly person and so on. And then they gave the author gave you the examples here. And lastly, the author concludes by giving you the effect of all of these. Modern nursing homes nowadays can provide residents with a healthy, safe living environment. So class, don't get confused. So in your body paragraph, you don't write in conclusion. Or you think, oh, Miss Mujan said we must write a conclusion in the body paragraph. No, you don't write the word in conclusion. The word in conclusion can only be in the real conclusion. This one is the conclusion for the paragraph. Don't write in conclusion, okay? Instead, this is how a conclusion in a paragraph looks like. They gave you the effect, okay, effect of all of these. So because the old folks home is now very good, equipped with all medical equipment, so this one is the effect. Modern nursing homes nowadays can provide residents with a healthy, safe living environment. So this is how we conclude a paragraph this is how we conclude a paragraph, not by writing in conclusion, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And then lastly, we come to our real conclusion. So real conclusion, recap your points. Okay, you can rephrase the point. You can rephrase your thesis statements, because in your thesis statement, you mentioned all three main points, right? So in your conclusion, you just paraphrase it, say it in other words. And then you can give advice and recommendation. All right. I think this one is, I think conclusion should be easy lah. Okay, class, any questions? What are you talking in the chat group? This is like talking in class. I'm already failure. Am I a failure or better person? You are not born failure. Of course you are not. All right, any questions? Any question, class? Okay, why don't you turn on your video? I have forgotten how you look like. No jokes. Of course, I have not forgotten. It seems like I have not moved on from you kids, because I haven't seen my new students. Yeah. So because they are still having online classes now. Although they are here, they only have labs and so on, so they don't see their English teachers. So yeah. So I still feel that I'm teaching batch 10. So I don't really know batch 11 yet. Okay, any question, everyone? Anyone? Any question? No question? So can you get a band 4 and above? Okay. I mean, band 4 should be easy, right? Yes, good. Band 5? Okay, so for those of you who are sitting for Muad, tomorrow I will be, sitting for Muad in Unimas. Tomorrow I'll go to data with MPM to check the venue. So hopefully the speaker and all will be working well. 2 years ago when I invigilated, we had a problem where the halls are using 2 separate systems, and one speaker is maybe like 0.5 seconds earlier than the other one, and it caused so much distraction. So let's hope that they can set it to use only one system this Saturday. So please come at 7. I told you in the WhatsApp I said 7:30, right? But yesterday I met the admin office, and then they told me that you have to come at 7 because you have to scan and look for your names and so on. So it will take forever. Yeah, if you have to come at 7, I have to come at 6:30. So we are all in this together, class. So for those of you who I will not see on Saturday, please know that I am supporting you from the back. Okay. All right. Anyone? Any questions? Will there be temperature check? I think SOP dictates that you have temperature check, but I don't know. Class. I really don't know. This is my first time invigilating post-COVID, so I don't know. All right. Okay. Any questions? No? All right. Bye, everyone. Like, this is like real goodbye, right? Okay. So see you around in October. Come and say hi, okay? Bye. Good luck, everyone. I'll wave. Okay, let's see who will be the last one to leave. Bye, everyone. Thank you. You're welcome. Yes, already finished, Alia. Eh, you're not going, is it? No, you're not. Hey, Brian, turn on your camera. Hey, this is we have both our class rep here. Farhan. How are you, Farhan? Hey, class rep, don't leave us.
Yes, we.
The class rep should be the last one to leave, right?
Yes. Ah,
The class rep have to be the last one to leave, is it?
need to be the last one, kah?
Ah. Hey, you know, I promised both all of my class reps that I'll treat them for lunch.
Oh, yeah lah.
Yes.
Okay lah, when
Yes.
you register for your degree
Yes.
lah. Hey,
Maybe after
kat
my
la kamera, I haven't seen you for a very long time. Yeah, hi Aswar, how are you? Huh? Hey Farhan, where are you? You're the class rep. So you should.
Oops.
You know, before the holiday, before COVID, before the lockdown, right? I told you that I will have a combined class of F1 and F2, right? Because I am
Yeah.
Yeah.
course, so yeah, so you're actually having it now, for.
Oh.
So how's your
Pretty late
preparation,
already.
okay, ka?
Okay lah.
Okay lah.
Okay lah.
Alright, has the session been useful? Has the
Yes.
Okay, you learned something you have forgotten?
I learned everything I had what I had forgotten.
That is very interesting.
Ooh.
Hey, Farhan, have you finished reading the Murakami book?
Yes.
Good. Brian, you read anything?
I read light novels.
Oh, manga.
Yes, and manga as well.
Okay lah, that is reading also, right?
Yes.
And I'm not currently reading Animal Farm.
Animal Farm.
Animal Farm.
Yes, George Orwell, Animal Farm. It's interesting. Which one did you read again, Farhan? Norwegian Wood, is it?
Yes, the Norwegian book.
Yeah. So,
That is the tebal one, right? The thick one, right?
Yep.
Where you guys? I want to read it also.
huh?
Popular.
Popular ada?
The book.
Ada?
That's my favorite. But anyway, I have to meet my my Hayat students after this. Bye everyone.
Bye,
Bye.
Miss.
Yeah. Okay, I'll set a time for us to have lunch. Okay, let's wait for the other class reps, the Hayat class reps.
Okay.
Alright.
Bye.
Alright, thank you, Miss.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah. Thank you so much, class reps. Thank you, Aspar. Why is he serious?
Oh,
He wants to join in the conversation also.
Okay,
Yeah.
class rep conversation.
Yeah.
Okay. No, he's not here.
okay.
No, he's not here.
Oh,
Hey, by the way, what's the since there's only three of us, right? So how's
Mhm.
being a class rep for the past 2 semesters? Okay.
Very
pretty good.
because I can cuci the whiteboard.
That's the only task of a class rep in my class, is it? Yalah, Miss ni tak
And
tolong
turning on the
arah
aircon.
Miss, right? Boleh lah tu, distribute. You can
I
put in
love-
your CV though, class rep. When you
But
apply for
I thought-
anything.
I thought need
Class rep.
certificate then can apply, right?
No, I can write a letter to certify.
can
Okay,
kah?
thank you. Thank you
Can-
for
can.
my class reps. Can, I can do that. You can just write an official letter. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, class
Okay.
reps.
Okay, Miss. Bye.